Maryland Department of Health, Developmental Disabilities Administration, Self-Directed Services Training Series, Module 5, The Support Broker Role, updated October 2025. This training module will provide you with an overview of the support broker role. This training is a summary with important information on this topic. More information and requirements are found in the Medicaid Waiver Program applications, laws, regulations, guidance, and policies. The most updated information regarding self-directed services is published in the Self-Directed Services Policy and Manual that can be found on the DDA's website. Additional training modules are available that provide additional information on the topics presented in this overview training module. In the self-directed services model, the participant is the employer. This means that they are responsible for hiring, training, and managing their staff. They need to follow Department of Labor rules, be sure their staff are paid, and may even need to terminate their chosen staff. The participant has employer authority, which means they hold all responsibilities as the employer. A participant may want help or assistance with performing their duties as an employer. Participants may ask for help or assistance with the decision-making from a specific person, a team of people, or hire a support broker. In some situations, the participant who has chosen to self-direct their services must select a support broker in order to receive their Medicaid services. When hired, the support broker should become an active member of the team. This means that they can be invited to all person-centered plan meetings. Support brokers are encouraged to ask questions of the participants they work for to get to know one another. Support brokers can better provide support broker services to participants when they know the participant's strengths, goals, and assistant needs as an employer. Support broker services provide employer-related information, guidance, and support to help participants manage their Medicaid waiver services as authorized in their approved person-centered plan and budget. For example, support brokers can support participants in making informed decisions about their day-to-day management of staff or with effective communication with people who provide their Medicaid waiver services. Support broker services additionally provide information, guidance, and support to help participants exercise employer and budget authorities. For example, support brokers can coach and mentor in the creation of employee policies and developing termination strategies. Support brokers can support the participant with preparing to hire and manage employees. There are employer tools that are considered best practices in self-directed services. Participants may want to have new hire letters, job positions, job descriptions, recruitment plans, employee handbooks, and employee evaluation tools ready as they hire and manage employees. Support brokers may assist with the creation of these tools if requested by the participant. Both support brokers and coordinator of community services can provide critical support to participants who self-direct their services. Support brokers and coordinator of community services have different roles within the team. This is to make certain to avoid conflicts of interest. The following slides show a matrix of the supports of a coordinator of community services and support broker can provide, all at the direction of the participant. The coordinator of community services can help the participant with identifying goals, needs, and preferences for a person-centered plan, creating a self-directed services budget sheet that includes all approved services from the person-centered plan and meets all Medicaid waiver program standards, submitting the self-directed services budget sheet to the financial management and counseling services provider, choosing employees, providers, and/or vendors to meet the assessed needs that are in the person-centered plan. Of these, the support broker can only help the participant with creating a self-directed services budget sheet that includes all approved services from the person-centered plan and meets all Medicaid waiver program standards, choosing employees, providers, and/or vendors to meet the assessed needs that are in the person-centered plan. If requested by the participant, support brokers can help the participant with all of the following tasks: discussing agreements with all providers/vendors who provide the Medicaid waiver services as applicable, recruiting and interviewing all applicants who will provide Medicaid waiver services, hiring all employees who will provide Medicaid waiver services, managing, supervising, and evaluating all employees, reviewing and approving all employee timesheets and submitting to the financial management and counseling services provider. It is important to note again that the support brokers must support decisions made by participants. Support brokers do not make decisions for the participant. The coordinator of community services can help the participant with reviewing services and the quality of support, reviewing financial management and counseling services budget reports, and making sure services are being paid in accordance with the person-centered plan. A support broker can help the participant with terminating employees as necessary, reviewing and approving all provider and vendors invoices, reviewing financial management and counseling services budget reports, and making sure services are being paid in accordance with the person-centered plan. The coordinator of community services can help the participant with understanding all rights and responsibilities of self-directed services, understanding and following all employment laws, filing grievances and complaints when necessary, developing an emergency backup plan, recognizing critical incidents related to things that may harm or have harmed the participant, reporting critical events and incidents as per the DDA's policy on reportable incidents and investigations. Of these, the support broker can help the participant with understanding all rights and responsibilities of self-directed services, understanding and following all employment laws, recognizing critical incidents and reporting them to their coordinator of community services. Support broker services are provided by qualified providers that are also known as support brokers. Support broker services providers may be an employee, vendor, or licensed or DDA certified provider. All support broker services providers must meet all requirements as defined by the DDA-operated Medicaid waiver programs for employees, vendors, and providers, including completing the support broker training certification and signing and following the support broker code of conduct. Additional information regarding the code of conduct is available in Module 16. A support broker is optional when a participant does not hire any of the following to provide support: relative, legally responsible person, representative payee, legal guardian. Participant does not select a relative, legally responsible person, or legal guardian as a designated representative. Participant does not hire anyone to provide day-to-day administrative supports. Participant hires any of the following to provide support: relative, legally responsible person, representative payee, legal guardian. Participant selects a relative, legally responsible person, or legal guardian as a designated representative. Participant hires anyone to provide day-to-day administrative supports. This slide gives more details about when a support broker is required. A support broker must be hired by the participant when the participant hires certain people as staff. They are a relative, which means a natural or adoptive parent, child, step-parent, or sibling of participant. A legally responsible individual, which is a type of person legally required to care for the participant. A representative payee, which means someone who manages a participant's Social Security or supplemental security income benefits. And a legal guardian, which is another type of person legally required to care for the participant. In addition to these categories, when the participant selects a relative as their designated representative or hires anyone to serve as a day-to-day administrator, regardless of their relationship to this participant, a support broker must always be hired. Support brokers may only provide support broker services to a participant they serve. They may not provide any other waiver services to the participant. Provide services that are offered by the coordinator of community services. Make determinations about eligibility for Medicaid services or programs. Support brokers are not allowed to submit person-centered plans or requests related to the person-centered plans, including budget modifications, wage exception forms, make recommendations or suggestions related to the participant's selection of financial management and counseling services provider or coordination of community services provider. Support brokers may help with making decisions, but do not direct the participant or make decisions for the participant. This means support brokers may never hire, terminate, supervise, or manage employees, vendors, or providers. For example, interviewing candidates without the participant, offering a position to a candidate, terminating an employee, approving time or invoices. Support brokers also may never complete any employer task. As is the case with all private or sensitive information and access, support brokers are not allowed to access or use a participant's login credentials or password, including for the Financial Management and Counseling Services portal, without the participant's permission and presence. Support brokers should never handle participants' personal income or funds. Support brokers are not allowed to manage a participant's money, including being a representative payee, manage or have a participant's bills in the support broker's name, such as a cell phone. Individuals and organizations providing support broker services are not allowed to provide any other paid services to the participants they serve. Support brokers may not support or bill for services provided to more than one participant at the same time. To do so is fraudulent. Only one service can be billed at a time, and only one person can be served at a time. Support brokers may not bill for reviewing DDA-operated Medicaid waivers, policies, or guidance, creating and submitting timesheets or invoices, or following up on their own payments. Support broker vendors may not bill for support broker and other professional development training. Support broker employees may be paid for training if the participant chooses, and as described in the participant's employer policies and handbook. Medicaid waiver funding for support broker services may be authorized in the person-centered plan for a maximum of up to 15 hours for initial orientation and assistance, and up to 4 hours for each following month for information, coaching, and mentoring. Up to a total of 30 hours per month of support broker services hours may be budgeted and purchased with cost savings. Funding for these additional hours of support broker services comes from the participant's total approved annual budget. This slide contains a list of resources related to the support broker role. Support brokers always work at the direction of the participant and can only provide services within the scope of the services as listed in the DDA-operated Medicaid waiver programs. Support brokers can be an active member of the participant's team. Some participants may be required to hire a support broker. Support brokers can provide support to participants related to directing their services and managing their employer and budget authorities. Support brokers may support the participants by creating and employer tools for hiring and managing employees, but cannot complete these tools for the participant.